it's Jennifer again. I haven't been here in a while, but SRP has started and every week there's a theme. This week's SRP theme is music, and so I thought what better recommendation video to make than some of my favorite musical movies. I am a musical fanatic. I love going to the theater and going to see as many different musicals as I can. But I especially love movie musicals. Those are some of my favorite things. There's so many of them out there and it's so hard to pick just like a small list, which was what I tried to do in this case. I tried to keep the list pretty short so that the video wouldn't be too long. And it took me almost an entire day to come up with 6 different movies that I wanted to have on this list. These are in no particular order, so don't come at me about which one is number 1, which one's number 6, okay? So the first movie on my list is the 2007 movie Hairspray. It stars Nikki Blonsky, Zac Efron, John Travolta, Queen Latifah. There are so many great cast members in this movie, and I know it's pretty cheesy, but I still really liked it. The music is so good. The movie's set in the 1960s. Racial tensions are high, and there is the main character, Tracy Turnblad, who wants to be featured on the Courtney Collins show, which is a dancing show. The show itself is segregated. Tracy Turnblad becomes friends with a young boy named Seaweed, who is African American, and then she starts exploring the racial tensions between her community and the African American community, and then how it affects these people. And basically she wants to integrate the Courtney Collins show and sets out to do this. My favorite songs from the show are You Can't Stop the Beat and Run and Tell That, which Run and Tell That is my absolute favorite song on this soundtrack. It's so good and I listen to it all the time. So the second movie on my list is the 1997 rendition of Cinderella, starring Brandy, Whitney Houston, Paolo Montalban, and Whoopi Goldberg. There are so many different renditions of the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella. This one is my favorite. I like that they used a diverse cast to tell this story of Cinderella, and I actually really like the music so much. I forgot how much I really love the music. The movie itself is great as well. Whitney Houston is always on fire. My gosh, that woman can sing. Brandy is a very cute Cinderella, and Paolo is such a handsome prince, and he sings so well. Of course, my favorite songs from the movie are Impossible, and I had a really hard time picking a second one because I think all the songs are kind of on the same level. I really like them all, but I chose The Sweetest Sounds as the second song to recommend for the movie. The third film on my list is the 1986 movie Little Shop of Horrors, starring Rick Moranis and Ellen Greene. This movie holds a special place in my heart. I have actually recreated scenes from this movie in my youth when I used to recreate musicals with my sisters. My nephew also loves this movie so much. He loves any horror movie with creatures, and the fact that this is a musical, which he loves music, and it has a creature in it, is just like the best thing for him. So the movie is about a guy named Seymour Krelborn. He discovers this strange and unusual plant during the total eclipse of the sun, and the plant has a hunger for blood. The more blood that the plant takes, the bigger it gets, and then he realizes that the plant is actually an alien life form. I love the music in this so much. This also was really hard for me to pick like just 2 songs to highlight because all the songs are so good. But the songs that I chose were Feed Me, which is sung by the plant, and Suddenly Seymour, which, oh my gosh, I love that song and I try to belt it out all the time. My throat can't handle it. The fourth movie on this list I don't think people technically count it as a musical, but it has music numbers in it, so I'm gonna count it. And it's the 1992 Sister Act movie starring Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi plays a character named Dolores who witnesses her boyfriend murdering somebody. She takes off trying to seek refuge, and the police end up putting her into witness protection program and into the safety of a convent of nuns. And Dolores's wild and open personality often clash with some of the upbringing that the nuns have been exposed to. And it's hilarious. It's a great movie. It's so funny, and the music is so good. My two favorite songs from the movie is the Lounge Medley, which was the very first song that you open with, where she sings a medley of different songs during her show tune, and Hail Holy Queen, which is sung by the nuns in church. Oh my gosh, that song is so good. I play it all the time. I love that song. Which, if you like the music from Sister Act 1, you will like the music from Sister Act 2. Oh my gosh. Joyful, Joyful from Sister Act 2. Oh my gosh, I love that song so much. Now these last two on my list are actually my absolute favorite movie musicals. The number 5, the 1952 movie Singing in the Rain starring Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds. The movie is set in Hollywood in the 1920s, and Don is a silent film actor who is starting to get kind of pushed out because the talkies are starting to take over, which are the movies that actually have sound in them. He decides to revamp the movie that he's shooting and make it a musical with the help of his friend Cosmo and a girl named Kathy. Now, not only is it a great musical, but the dancing in this movie is so good. If I could be Gene Kelly, like if I died and I had to be reborn as somebody, I would be reborn as Gene Kelly just so I could dance as well as Gene Kelly does, okay? This is one of those movies where if somebody has said they've never seen it, I'm like, you need to go see this movie right now. It is so stupidly good. I love it. I love telling people to go watch it. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is now on my highest list of movies that I love. So my two recommended songs from the movie is, of course, Singing in the Rain, which is just iconic, and Good Morning, which if you ever follow Retta from Parks and Rec, the actress, she starts every single one of her Instagram stories singing the Good Morning song. I love it. And the last movie on my list, which is actually the number 1 movie musical on my list. This is my favorite musical, okay, people? I did not understand the glory that was Barbra Streisand for the longest time. And one day I finally decided, you know what? I want to see what the whole uproar over Barbra Streisand being a queen is and all this. I'm just going to watch Funny Girl. And I watched it and I came out of it and I was like, oh my gosh, I understand now. The movie is so stupidly good. She is such an amazing talent. She has such a stage presence. Even on the movie, her voice is amazing. Other than the movie being a little long, which is set up kind of like a Broadway musical. It has the first part, it has an intermission, and then it has the next part. The movie is just great, start to finish. It has an excellent story. The music is amazing. You don't even understand. So the story actually follows a young girl named Fanny Bryce, who is a bit player, and she knows that she is a force to be reckoned with and she has a talent. She just knows nobody else sees it. And so the movie kind of follows her rising star into Broadway and into musicals and into like an actual famous actress. And then all of the relationship things that are behind the scenes, especially with her eventual husband, Nick. My two recommended songs from this movie is I'd Rather Be Blue Over You, which the whole scene of her doing this song on skates is so adorably cute, you don't even understand. And Don't Rain on My Parade, which is another song where I sing it all the way through and then my voice is so cracky at the very end because I'm trying to push so much force and power into the song. There's so much emotion. So good. So that's my list It was so hard just to narrow everything down into this little 6 movies. I had so many on this list that I was just like, okay, I guess I will pick this one over that one or that one over this one until I had my 6. So hard, and I feel so destroyed having to take some of them off the list. But if you like movies and you like music, we actually have something that you might find useful. We have Overdrive, which has a ton of movies on there. It has a bunch of books. It has audiobooks, and one of the more popular musical items that we have on there is the Hamilton book. I have listened to Hamilton. I love Hamilton. If Hamilton was a movie, it probably would be on this list, but it's not right now. It is coming to Disney Plus. Somebody told me to tell you that in July, but for now, you can always read the book that we have online, digitally, or on the shelf. You can put it on request. And then if you love music, we actually have a new program called Freegal. So Freegal is a site that you can listen to music for free. You do have to use your library card in order to access the music. I'll put the information down below, that way you can explore it yourself. There's a ton of music on there, and it's all free and right at your fingertips. Let me know what some of your favorite movie musicals are. I will be sure to respond back to them at some point, let you know if I've seen them, if I haven't seen them, if I enjoyed them, if for some reason I didn't enjoy them, which I don't think that there's a movie musical that I have not enjoyed. Other than the last 5 years, I did not enjoy that movie musical. But other than that, I will see you again in a couple of weeks with the next recommendation. Bye!